Welcome back to Toffee Booze, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ollie Hayes, and today I'm bringing my extra time match review for Everton 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers nil. A much needed victory down in the bottom half of the table. It lifted Everton 5 points clear of the relegation zone. But I'm just going to get into it with my thoughts and my match review. And I'll start with the starting lineup thoughts. And I think I was very happy to see Orel Mangala come back into the team. That was in my starting 11 prediction that I'd predicted that we would see. Mangala and Idrissa Gana Gueye play together as a partnership in midfield. So I was very happy that that prediction came true. I was unsure in recent weeks what he'd done wrong to lose his place in the squad. So definitely happy to see him back in there. Obviously, I did mention in the starting 11 show that I thought Decore was a little bit like rabbit in the headlights with the ball at Manchester United on Sunday. So I think it was probably a little bit of a smarter move to move him further forward. And then obviously Mangala coming back into the side. I think he had a fantastic game. But other than that, I think the lineup was pretty standard. I think it was pretty much expected. I did expect Lindstrom to be dropped. Obviously, we do have 3 games in 6 days, and I think it was you do have to utilise the squad there. So McNeil obviously coming into the side on the left hand side, and then obviously Decore in the attacking midfield role. I think it was pretty much to be expected, and it gave us a little bit more structure, didn't it? I think a team like Wolves, they have a lot of quality going forward, maybe not in defence, but they definitely do have quality players going forward. So I think a structure was necessary in this game. So the starting lineup, I think we can have no complaints, and I was pretty satisfied with it going into the game. But yeah, into that first half, we started well, didn't we? We seemed to be causing Wolves a little bit of problems down the flanks. Into that first 10 minutes, I think we started very well, going at Wolves. There wasn't really a lot of quality in the game, but going ahead on 10 minutes through a fantastic free kick from Ashley Young down to the keeper's left hand side. And, it kind of calmed the nerves of the crowd there. I think there was a lot of nerves going into the game. It's a 6 pointer, really. Wolves or Everton could have ended the evening in the bottom three. Obviously, it was Wolves at the end of the game that did end it in the bottom three. But if we'd have lost that game, for example, we would have been in the bottom three going into the weekend Merseyside derby. So I think it was crucial, and there was a lot of nerves going into the game. But that goal on 10 minutes just calmed the nerves straight away. And I think it was a really good finish from Ashley Young. And he's showing that he's 39 years young now. He's not showing his age at all. He's like a fine red wine, in that Everton side, and he's quietly going about his business. I keep saying this in every starting 11 show that he's quietly going about his business as our best fullback this season, and one of our players of the season so far, without a doubt. And every credit to him at his age, doing the things he's doing on the pitch, because he's really pulling himself together and really pulling the side through a difficult spell. So it's very good to see. But we kind of didn't stop there, did we? After that first goal, we capitalised on a lot of sloppy Wolves mistakes. I think they were very, very poor in that first half, and it kind of gave us a little bit of confidence that we could play. We could have the ball at our feet. I'm not saying we were perfect, because there was a lot of loose balls. There was a lot of times where we gave the ball away unnecessarily, and maybe against a good team like we're playing on Saturday, maybe against a team like that. We'll get punished a lot more. But I'm not saying we were perfect, but it gave us a little bit of confidence, that early goal. The fact that we went ahead, and then a set piece, a great ball deep into the box by Dwight McNeil was headed home by James Tarkowski, but this was chalked out, and I think we were unlucky not to get a second there. Obviously, it was a very subjective decision. It's the first time I've ever seen a referee go over to the monitor for an offside decision, which was very interesting. But obviously, I heard on Match of the Day that it was a subjective one, whether he thought that Orel Mangala had blocked him off, who was stood in an offside position. So I think you have to just give the benefit of the doubt to the referee on that one. And obviously, it didn't really change the complexion of the game too much, because we carried on continuing making chances. And obviously, late in that second half, there was another free kick going deep into the box, and it fell to Vitaly Mikolenko on the left hand side of the box, and his shot fell to Orel Mangala, and he powered home very well. And I said it in the starting lineup thoughts. I thought he was absolutely fantastic last night. I think he was, he's really going from strength to strength in an Everton shirt, and great to see him get on the score sheet for his first goal for the club, and hopefully many more. Obviously, a midfielder doesn't score too many goals, and him playing in that six role last night, it isn't going to warrant too many goals between now and the end of the season. But fingers crossed he can keep it going, and many more to come. But it was great to see him on the score sheet, and that kind of completed the first half. I thought we were, it was a really solid first half. There wasn't really a lot of chances for Wolves. They didn't really create anything. So as I said before, I think they're a very poor side, and they showed that they were looking like a very poor side, and they deserve to be where they are in the league. But my half-time thoughts were, just more of the same. I think you do worry as an Everton fan that a two-goal lead is a very slender one, and we've shown that twice already this season with the Villa and the Bournemouth games. So you do worry, but I was thinking, we should be beating these comfortably now. So get an early goal in the second half, kill the game off, get a third and maybe a fourth, and that's exactly what we did. We continued adding the pressure in the second half. I can't really think off the top of my head any chances that Wolves had, early in that second half before we made it 3 goals. So it just again shows that they were a very poor side. But we continued probing. Another corner going deep into the box, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin very unlucky to see it ricochet off Craig Dawson for an own goal, and that meant it was 3-0. And we didn't really stop there. We had our fourth goal as well through another Craig Dawson own goal. A very bad evening for him. I think the Aro Mangala one ricocheted off him as well. So pretty much three goals put into his own net. But we continued adding pressure, and I think we were unlucky not to get five or six really on the score sheet, which is it's absolutely mental considering how you look at our scoring record since September. Only four goals on the board in the league. I think that shit speaks volumes. So that the fact that we scored four goals last night and that's the same amount of goals we've scored since September, I think is a crazy stat. But no, it capped off a very good evening, scoring four goals, and special mention to Armando Broja as well, coming in for his first appearance in an Everton shirt. I thought he was a fantastic little cameo off the bench. Thought he played really well, really positive, and winning balls in behind. And but for Jack Harrison, I think he probably could have had two assists to his name, Armando Broja. But we take the 3 points, we take the four goals on the board. I think the 3 points is the biggest thing that we take away from this game, because obviously Leicester and Palace winning their games respectively on Tuesday evening, lifting them above us in the league and putting us 17th before we played yesterday. So I think it's good to go back above them, and obviously 5 points clear of the drop now, which is very positive to see. And obviously it was a very decent performance, but the final takeaways of the game, does it really paper over any cracks for Dyche? I want to be positive and say, yeah, it was a great performance, but I think it was more that Wolves were a poor side, and we capitalised on their mistakes rather than us creating anything. Obviously, we scored three set pieces and a goal that so I think it's probably more a story that Wolves were very bad rather than us being very good. It's similar to Manchester United on Sunday. I thought they weren't anything special. I think we were just very bad. But does it paper over any cracks? I'm not so sure. I do still expect Dice to be sacked when the freaking group come in. That's just my opinion. The run of form we were on before the Wolves game, I think, is unacceptable. So does it paper over any cracks? I'm not so sure. But it gives us a little bit of optimism, doesn't it? It gives us a bit of confidence going into Saturday. Obviously, Liverpool dropping points last night against Newcastle, so it gives us a little bit of optimism, should I say, going into the Merseyside derby at 12:30 on Saturday. But fingers crossed we can get a result there. But that is all from me today. Make sure you let me know your thoughts in the comments on the game. Are we're all very happy with the 3 points in the win, but do you have any optimism for Saturday going into the Merseyside derby? But let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.